All right, greetings, my fellow Phantom chessboard players and Kickstarters. This is my board. I got the wooden stand from the Phantom company. I saw another guy had made his own stand, which I think is way cooler than mine, but this is a good stand. It's very stable. This is the board. Here's my hand for size reference. I have an extra large glove, so, well, you know what the measurements are, what am I saying? Anyways, over here we have the power switch, which you can feel with your finger. I think there's a couple plugins over here. I'm not quite sure what those are for yet, but when we turn it on, it's going to run through its startup. You start with the white towards you where the power switch is over here and the black over there. You can hear the CNC mechanism. It's going to start over there. See that moving? Making sure all the pieces are centered. It's going to go down all the lines. While I'm videotaping, I can't actually pull up the app, so it's just going to go into whatever game from the library that I have loaded on top, and I'm not sure what that is. It used to be the I think 1986 Big Blue versus what's his face. You can tell how smart I am with chess that I'm saying what's his face. My dad taught me how to play chess when I was a boy. He was Hungarian, and I'm definitely not a chess professional. I enjoy watching games being played. Sometimes playing them gives me a migraine myself, having to think so hard. You're all probably laughing at me at this point, but anyways, there we go. This must be the horse gambit, met by the pawn in front of the queen. Gotta get that blocked. So this isn't the horse gambit. My dad always loved to start with both horses out. Would usually kick my butt too. I have the mechanism set to the fastest speed right now, which is also supposedly the loudest. Somebody was saying how they didn't like the noise. I'll be honest with you, it just doesn't bother me. I knew it was going to have noise, and I'm sure in the future there'll be quieter mechanisms for this, but for right now, I'm just amazed at watching this. You know, I still think it's just the coolest idea that they have this CNC machine underneath, and it's got a magnet. It's pulling these magnetized or metal bounded pieces, whatever they are. I think they do have magnets in the base of them. Now we have our first victim. So the pawns line up at the back. The black ones would line up here. And then the face players, I'd call them, line up here along that side and over there for the white pieces. I think we're going to start seeing more pieces coming off fairly soon. So this is the fastest these games can play. This is really quite fast. I think this is about as fast as this unit can currently play regardless. So you'd have to be calling your moves rapidly to play this fast in real life. Since this is playing off of a script, you see it goes really fast. The pieces move on the lines to avoid the other pieces. You will notice that these are fairly narrow pieces, I find, for a board this large. Normally I would have larger bases on my hand-carved pieces for some of my other nicer boards that I have. When I say nicer, I mean, yeah, this really wasn't that expensive for what we're getting here. I mean, it's a good-looking board. It would have been even better if they had stuck with the wood, or at least it would have smelled better. But honestly, this looks really good to me. I mean, for the price and everything, I think it looks really good. I don't know what else to tell you guys. You see, we haven't run into any snafus yet. This king had been getting hung up, and I turned it over as Ephraim suggested, and you could feel a little bit of gummy residue along the side of the sticker, and I just rubbed that off with my finger, and ever since then it's been moving just nice. It's not rattling like it was before. It's not getting stuck. Some of the games do still get pieces that get stuck, and I think that's actually the game more than anything. Well, he moved his horse and sacrificed it there. So, yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys. The board is real. Mine is working great. It's not making any weird noises. It was working great out of the box. Except for the king piece I said had some gumminess. I haven't even checked all the other pieces because so far they seem to work. This does pick up dust, and what Ephraim recommended was a microfiber cloth. So I did clear it one time and polish it down, but other than that, that was a couple weeks ago. You know, we do have a couple air cleaners in the house, so the air is not terrifically dirty. But yeah, what else can I say about this? I literally just sit here for hours and watch it play itself. I have played against the AI a couple times on easy, and I was able to beat it, which I was quite proud of myself since I hadn't really played in a long time. My son learned chess a couple years ago, and he was really into it for a while because his cousin in Hungary was learning it and was really good. So my son was watching a lot of YouTube and short videos and stuff on chess, and he was starting to beat me. So you know, that's when I ordered this, mostly just so I could get better and not let my freaking 16-year-old son beat me at chess, right? And if you dads know what I'm talking about. My dad was pretty merciless. You know, he would not give an inch. He would always go for the juggler when playing chess. My oldest brother, Hugh, he played my dad the most, and he was very good. They would get into shouting matches because one or the other would want to take a move back after they hadn't seen what the move was going to do. And, you know, the rule is you can't take back, of course, but they would, like I said, get into some shouting matches because of that. But let's see if I can get you a top-down view here. It's casting a shadow. So anyways, you wanted to see it, and you see it. You can hear it. I guess I'm talking too much, so maybe you can't hear it, but I'll stop talking and let you watch for a few minutes here. So I think you may have noticed that black queen moved and then repositioned itself immediately afterwards. So I guess the sensor sensed that it hadn't been exactly in the center where it wants it to be and quickly recentered it there. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. This is so freaking cool. I I've done a lot of Kickstarter campaigns. I bought the original Bartendro for around $2,000. Or it wasn't the Bartendro, that was the one that was the scam. I bought the one before it that was designed from a bunch of dialysis machine pumps. The robot bartender. Was that the Bartendro? I don't remember now. I have it boxed up in the basement. I don't drink anymore. But I've gotten a lot of cool stuff on Kickstarter, like a lot of really cool stuff, but I've also been scammed. The Bartendro, or it wasn't the Bartendro, that was the one that was legit. The one that came after it that had like 3 reservoirs on the right and 3 reservoirs on the left. The Bartender had like 18 or 20 reservoirs, or well, they weren't reservoirs. You actually had tubes you could just put right down in the bottle. This one was supposed to be like a desktop model that you'd have like 6 mixers or a couple liquors and 4 mixers, whatever. And just like the Bartendro, you'd be operating it from your phone. My friend and I set the Bartendro up twice and used it like a week each time, so it's only been used 2 weeks, and it was super cool. It is super cool. Probably wasn't the smartest purchase of $2,000 worth for just 2 weeks use, but I'm not a big drinker, so I kind of bought it for the cool factor more than anything else. I love robots like this, this type of thing. So are they going to you know what probably happened? I didn't have it plugged in, and I bet you the battery just died. So I was trying the battery out, and I think I got about, I tell you, at least 2.5 hours when I unplugged it the other day. And then I left it unplugged because I wanted it to run out. And I think that's what just happened, is that the battery just ran out. And I doubt if I plug it in, I don't know what's going to happen. I doubt it's going to remember the game since it just ran out of juice. It's probably going to reset and expect all the pieces to be centered, which they're not. But we'll see what it does. Yeah, it's trying to recenter the pieces and it's not. I'm just going to turn it off because... So, and then just now I've had it on for, 13 minutes. So, the battery lasted me 2 hours and 45 minutes, I'd say. And that's running on fast mode, playing the library game. So really nonstop action. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think if Frayne said right now the battery should last about 2 hours. Tell me, what does that mean? If you expect to be playing matches for like 6 or 8 hours at a time, battery's not going to work, I kind of expected the battery to last longer, but at the same time, it makes sense that it's not. I don't even know how big the battery is or how many milliamperes it has and all that stuff. I could probably look that up. But, I don't think it's bad that it has the battery, even if it only lasts for me 2 hours, 45 minutes. Really past that, I'm kind of just probably wasting my whole day on this, which might not be a bad thing on a Sunday, but during the week, I don't have that kind of time to afford. But I just have the cord here on the side plugged in, and it goes down here, and I have this uninterruptible power supply, UPS, made by APC, which is a good brand. And I have almost all my house electronics on UPSs because, when the power goes out, which where I live, it's going to happen now and then. I don't want all my sensitive stuff like computers and whatnot having that brown surge when it comes back on, and the low electricity is what actually fries the motherboards and whatnot. So for sure, this type of thing, even my Stairmaster, I keep on one of these UPS systems just so it doesn't, fry the motherboard, because that would probably be difficult to fix. That's it. That's the chessboard. And like I was saying, Kickstarters, I got burned on that one robot bartend thing that they got all the money, they started making them, and they started selling them for money to bars instead of to their backers. and then they got bought out, and the people that bought them out said, oh, we're going to, take care of all our Kickstarter and Indiegogo people. And then they didn't, and then they got bought out, and the people that bought them out is like, screw you guys, we don't care where the company came from, we're going to try to take it forwards. And as far as I've seen, that company hasn't gone anywhere. So here's the deal, if anybody from Kickstarter is thinking of doing not from Kickstarter, if anybody's thinking of doing a Kickstarter project, I got to tell you, if you're a scam artist, then you're just a real, what. I mean, taking advantage of people's good nature and curiosity and willingness to support a project, that's really, I mean, it's not as bad as, being in the child slave industry, but it's getting up there, man. I mean, when you scam people like this, it's like, I tell you what it's like. It's like those people that work in those countries where they call the old people and scam them out of their money. It's that type of thing, maybe not as crippling, because I can afford to be scammed, but it really just makes people not trust other people. And nowadays in this world, that's a real problem, that we don't trust one another. I mean, it's just gotten so bad out there. You know what it's like. Everybody's either left or right. Nobody's in the middle. Nobody wants to talk along middle lines. Everybody's like, oh, I've got my platform and you've got yours and I hate you, etc. It's breaking up families. It's breaking up marriages. It's breaking up friendships. I don't know what to say. I was pretty upset reading all the comments about this Kickstarter project, because from the very beginning I've said this company was making timely updates and they were clearly showing progress. They were also honest and open when they ran into problems, and they always showed what the problems were and talked about how they were thinking to fix it. And all you guys had to say, not you, sir, that I'm making the video for, but a lot of the guys, and you know what I'm talking about. You all saw the comments. So many of you were making negative comments about this company. And I've been on Kickstarter for years. I knew these guys were legit. It was so obvious they were legit. Scam people just stop commenting. They stop replying. They don't show you progress. They don't admit their problems they're running into. I got scammed on that robot bartender thing. I got scammed on some ultraviolet mask that was supposed to kill COVID virus before you breathe it in. That was luckily only like $100. I was scammed recently on this micro four thirds camera piece that attaches to your phone. And I forget what they're called. Oh, you know what? The company, I should have known. The company I think was called, hold on, it was the perfect name. Sneaky Design, but sneaky spelled with an I instead of a Y. Sneaky Design. Go look that up. Total, as far as I know, everybody's there saying it's a scam. And I think they're right, because these people haven't made an update since like December or something. And the way they did it so that nobody could go back and reverse the charge on their credit cards. They know now. These people scamming on Kickstarter know how to scam. And then a fourth one I got scammed on was, I'm having a brain fart now. But you know what? I almost got scammed on a fifth one. And I have to say, kudos to Kickstarter. I recently ponied up, and this is the last Kickstarter I will ever do. I'm blocking Kickstarter from now on, because this was the fifth time now. A recent one, I was getting this thing that was supposed to plug into my laptop and give a really nice dongle for plugging a lot of stuff into. And it had some really cool features on it. I think it had like a hard drive or ability to plug in a hard drive, which was a really cool thing, an SSD type thing for 4 extra terabytes of storage, rapid storage at that. So really good idea. And it was a scam. And Kickstarter somehow caught it before the money got charged to my card and said, we've stopped this thing. It's a scam. We know it's a scam. We're stopping it before it goes any further. You've not been charged, et cetera, et cetera. I had already at that point determined, because I found out that the micro four thirds camera was a scam. At that point, that's when I finally said, enough is enough. I'm not doing Kickstarter anymore. I'm done with Kickstarter. I'm glad I got this Phantom chessboard. I think it's amazing. I'm sorry so many of you guys are still bitter about how long it took. I don't know what you thought. This was something that the company had not ever done before. They had to learn the whole process along the way. So I don't know what you expect from people that are trying to make something like this that have never done it before. That's going to take some time. There's going to be trial and error. And they tried to stick to a schedule that was way too optimistic at the beginning. If you want to fault them for that. But that's a one-time fault. Like you say, hey, you guys should have known better. Well, they didn't. And so what? It's a brand new thing for them too. And they got the time frame wrong. But here, 3 years later, I have my board. It works. It's amazing. I'm going to set it back up now and turn it back on and start watching it play again. And this time the battery's not going to run dead because it's plugged in. So here's your video. It's 21 minutes long. I hope you enjoyed this. You can give me a comment back on Kickstarter. I will be checking it for comments, but I will not be supporting any more Kickstarter projects ever again. The scam people from around the world have figured out how to scam really professionally on Kickstarter. This one from the beginning was obviously not a scam. I can't say that strongly enough. You can tell when it's a scam or when it's going to be a scam. This one wasn't. And so I hope that everybody that's waiting for their board just has a little more patience. Your board will be coming and it's going to be amazing and you're going to love it. And you probably won't feel bad for all the stuff you wrote on there, even though it was some really negative stuff. And you should feel a little bad. You should be a little ashamed, look in the mirror and say, you know what? Next time I won't be so impatient. I won't be so, unpleasant with a company that's trying to do something amazing, because this is amazing. So kudos to Phantom, kudos to Ephraim, who's been really good on the Discord. And I hope all of you get your board before the end of this year. And I hope that anybody that has a problem with their board gets it all fixed. I've seen Ephraim helping people with problem boards like really aggressively. They want to get your board working. So I think this recent guy's name was Ken, who was like very concerned that his board arrived to him not working. I'm telling you, if it's not already fixed with Ephraim walking you through it, it's going to be within a day or two. They're super good at that. So now we're at 22.5 minutes. So I'm going to be quiet and go bye-byes. Have a good evening, gentlemen. I hope you enjoy this video. Take care.